there's destructiveness. Okay, I'll tell you how. The top psychologist, I'll tell you that, I'll answer that. The top psychologist, when you ask me a question, I'll give you the answer. Okay, so the top psychologist in Melbourne said there's observable evidence that children growing up in same gender and sexual orientation grew up either confused, suicidal, or they had some kind of rebellious nature. And that's what happens. That's what happens.
Yeah, okay. The evidence from the US.
Why would God make people gay if he didn't want them to be? Answer my question.
That children brought up by lesbian families have better academic performance, better social stability, emotional maturity than average.
Okay, that's fine. They might have social stability. That's fine. But the thing is, what about their moral stability? Let's have a look at their moral stability, not their economic. Well, there's difference between having a social ability, hanging out with your friends, and being, having many friends and being liked. I'm talking about their moral objective values. Their moral objective values with homosexuals brings about a disorder in the harmony of the universe. It's observable. Just including
Shakespearean.
Well, it's not.
1600 AD.
No, I'm saying even those that are brought up in broken homes. Basically, a lot of them turn out to be criminals.
There is no correlation between
Do some studies, do some research.
Alright, quote me the research.
Okay, the research is observable over time that if you go back 50 years, 60, 70 years ago, right? Now, the statistics were that 1 in, I think, 4 or 1 in 5 marriages end in divorce, right? So there was stability in the moral fabric of society in that day. Now we go back, we go forward 50 years and we look at today, 1 in 2 marriages end in divorce. And we look at the lawlessness and the crime rate that's astronomical.
That's a basic logical fallacy.
It was a logical fallacy. How is it a logical fallacy?
Correlation is a basic
Correlation doesn't
go to the university and ask any academic, does correlation equal? It's a basic logical fallacy. I'm not surprised.
Well, I'd say like, how is it a logical fallacy to compare two different times and to say the moral fabric of society has changed and become worse, correct? Okay. That's just that's an object, that's not a moral. A watermelon is an object, we're talking about morals.
And it's a basic
Correlation does equal cause and reality.
in science.
It does no. Upbringing produces cause. Upbringing produces cause.
Correlation between increase of breakdown of family equal
Well, that's true.
there may be another.
What's the other? What's the third factor?
There are many economic, sociological, cultural, historical.
Where's Jake? So what's economical? Economical should they know they're more well equipped today because they had, first of all, more people are in poverty than ever before. That would be the main factor causing an increase in criminality. Not necessarily the breakdown of marriage or increase. So you're saying it makes no difference?
You're just cherry picking.
So you're saying it makes no difference? Are you saying that it makes no difference? What I said, the breakdown of morals because of the family members. So you're saying this quote, but you're saying you don't even know anything about morality. What is morality?
Conservative, fascist,
are fascist now. So if I'm fascist, then I'm opposed to freedom of speech. Now, I'm not opposed to freedom of speech. Fascism says it's controlled by a theocracy, which we're living in a democracy at the
Your
moment.
mates in the USA are totally theocratic. I'm talking about the whole conservative Christian agenda in the United States. Want one nation under God. They want a theocracy.
They also want freedom of political communication, freedom of speech. Their First Amendment says freedom of speech. How can that actually...
Because what happens in practice and what's written are two very different things, and there's not freedom of
Regardless
speech
if
in the
it's,
USA right now.
regardless if it's in practice what you see, they say, if you want to make and publicise a view, we're not opposed to it. That's not a fascist dictatorship. I'm happy if someone wants to publicise a view.
Right-wing Christianity, and that's what you're engaged
So what makes it more moral? What makes the Christ, the Christian, more moral than opposed to the atheist? Because first of all, we have objective moral values, and the objective moral values say that are independent of man's free will. Objective moral values, we're to say here. So